Remember that way.
And I also have a form that has like when to give her meds, just for you to like know what time she gets what. So I have what she's gonna actually be feeding. So for the next few days, you want to kind of slowly feed her more. So it's for the first day, you essentially split up a can into 4s. Mix up with water, about 30 mils of water. I've got a syringe in here for you. Just mix water in there, make it very loose so it can fit through the tube okay and not clog.
I got something to blend it with.
You can just use like tap water is fine. So these critical nutrition, you cut it into 4, mix it up, and then you'll split each actual quarter into 4 meals for the day. So she's actually getting a quarter can a day, but you're going to mix water into it to make it like more. So your cans are all in here. Medication wise, in the morning she gets a scoop of this. That's the protein binder for renal. So you put 1 scoop in there, and she gets it twice a day. So I'm going to do it for her evening dose too. Just 1 scoop. This one's good. And that's all she's going to get for the evening. The other medication is a transdermal for her appetite. So you mix this just with some water, and then you put it into your tube. So these are her like pre-made. I made these from yesterday. That's the slurry that you're gonna mix with water.
And how long is this feeding tube supposed to stay in?
So the feeding tube stays in essentially until she's able to eat on her own and keep the food down. So essentially when the ulcers are healed, because she can't eat with them the way they are now because it's painful. And then she's going to get the Serenia. This is her anti-nausea medication. I already broke these in quarters. So she's going to get this one. And that can just go straight down with her food. And then when you're actually feeding, you have to check the tube to make sure there's no clogs in it. I'm going to go grab a bigger syringe.
Twinnity.
Okay. So when you're going for the tube, it's got a cap on it. You just take it off. The yellow part's what goes inside to close it. And then when you're first wanting to check your tube, you put your syringe on there and pull back just to make sure that nothing is clogged and then that the tube is placed correctly. So since that's okay, I'll start to flush it just to make sure nothing's stuck in there. And when you're feeding, when you're doing this, she's been really good about it. You want to do it very slowly at first because if they start to like lick their lips or start to gag, you don't want to keep pushing water down because it means the tube can be like it's changed spots. So you don't want to like essentially drown her or have it go down the wrong tube. So she's not reacting or anything, so she's good there. Then you can start with her. This is the powder. And I just kind of give these just slowly just to watch and make sure she's not going to vomit or lick her lips or anything. We can give her food. This one, sometimes you can, when you push on it, you can feel some resistance. It's because the food it's like a wet food we have to like make into a slurry. So you just kind of like slowly put that in and see she like kind of swallowed. You want to set this up here? I can kind of have it lean on this so you can kind of.
I'm good.
You good? She just kind of.
I got a good grip on her.
She's not licking her lips at all.
What is your estimated time you think she's going to have this feeding tube in?
I mean, with what we're doing right now, it's even gotten better since yesterday. So, I mean, usually we say about a week, and then we kind of reevaluate. Like, is it okay for it to pull? Is she wanting to eat without it? I'm gonna mix this tablet up in the water. This one breaks down pretty easy. But the main thing with feeding tube is you just want to, it's small meals often.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're feeding it, because you're going to split the meals up, the can of food needs to stay in the fridge, but you want to kind of warm it up a little bit. Not to where it's like scalding and it's going to burn her, but...
Just warm it up a little bit, okay.
It's not as like shocking, and that's okay.
Now, can she eat anything else besides the renal food?
You can offer like oral, like for her to eat if you want to, like the renal food that's in there, because she might want to eat. She just hasn't because the ulcers are pretty bad. But you still want to offer regular food because they can eat with their mouth still. Even with the feeding tube, they can still eat with their mouth.
Today was the first day she got up and actually sniffed the food in the bowl and showed interest in it. So she might over the weekend decide to take.
But I'm saying on her diet though, does she has to stay on renal all the time?
Yeah, she's gonna be on what's called critical nutrition just because she hasn't been eating for a while. But renal food after that point is gonna be what she's on
for life.
Yep.
But can she? So she can never. Can she have the renal food and still eat some regular cat food or not?
I would stay just with the renal food. Okay. It's a low protein diet, so it's easier on the kidneys. No liquid.
Can you add sardine to that?
Is that what makes her eat? Like the...
No, I just know sardines are good for...
I would stick with the renal just while we just diagnose it.
But then later on.
Yeah. Okay, so that is her nightly medications. So she got everything in her food. If you want to feed like another small meal when you, like later tonight around 9 or 10, you can do another feeding with the food. I know, baby. Veriflox is her antibiotic. This one's a morning medication, once a day. And that can go in her feeding tube as well. You just put it in a bowl, mix it with her other meds in the powder, and then suck it up. And then the mirtazapine is her appetite stimulant. This one you need a glove for. It goes in the inside of her ear, and she's due for it tonight. It's a once a day, and it goes like in the inside of the ear flap.
What is that for?
This is an appetite stimulant.
Appetite. Okay.
Yep. So you just do like a thin strip along your finger with the glove on, because if you get it on your skin, it'll do the same for us. It'll make us hungry. And then you want to alternate ear flaps. I did this one last night. So you just want to put it right in the ear flap and just kind of massage it in there. And then that's that for that one. Once a day.
Yeah, it is.
And then for her oral ulcers, she's going to get, this is sucralfate. It's essentially just to coat the mouth to kind of help with the ulcers and how bad they are. You break it in half, and then you just kind of mix it in some water, and then you're going to kind of like soak it into her mouth. She doesn't have to like actually eat it. It's just to coat the inside of her mouth.
Trinity, this is a lot of work.
It is a lot. Once you get it down, though, it's really easy. Like, all the meds just go down the feeding tube, so you don't have to worry about, like, hand-pilling her. This one takes the longest to break down. It's just, you just kind of mix it up. You can crush it at home if you have one. Just have to make sure they're missing everything.
And her labs are basically the same.
They're slightly down. Like her kidney values have come down a little bit. Like they're actually able to be read on the machine. Before they were too high for it to read. But now they're actually showing they're still high, but they're coming down a little bit, and that's with like the fluid therapy. So that's why she wants you to add a lot of water to the diet, just so she's getting it that way. The sucralfate, this one can be done 3 times a day. It's all written on the bottle. Every 8 hours for 7 days, and then you can. This is if you're actually giving it by mouth. Hers, it's just going inside the mouth. She doesn't actually have to eat it. It doesn't go in the tube. So that's just kind of, and it's uncomfortable for her, so I just kind of like slowly have it just kind of come out, and she usually will kind of spit it out anyway. But it's helped a lot with how much she's been like salivating and bleeding for sure.
Do we have any idea what causes the ulcers?
That's the high kidney values. That's what causes the ulcers in the mouth. So you see it a lot in your like older.
And we were looking around the neighborhood, and we didn't see any lilies.
No, yeah, it's not. It's probably not from a toxicity.
I'm talking about the high kidney value. They said lilies or antifreeze, or because I'm trying to figure out what killed the other cat.
But yeah, that is good there. So that's all her meds, and then you got a picture of this part for her food. This is yours if you'd like to keep it, just to kind of keep everything organized.
Why not?
And then there's also just like basic information on feeding tube care. You're always going to want to flush it before you give anything. Check for licking of the lips and vomiting. If any of those happen, don't give anything else in the tube. And then I believe they're rechecking on Monday. You're coming back on Monday?
That didn't tell me anything about that.
I think they're planning on having you come back on Monday just to make sure that the feeding tube is okay. And
how much more money is that?
I believe there's no charge because we're not actually doing anything. She just wants to recheck her to make sure.
Okay. Because I'm tapped out.
I understand. She wrote it on here. These are easier for you as well. Perfect.
What time she's supposed to come back Monday?
I can have you schedule. It's whatever works with your schedule.
In the morning.
In the morning.
What time you open?
The doctors come in at 9.
So we'll come in at 9.
Okay. So this is just if you end up having a clog, but if food gets stuck in there, you can put a little bit of Coke down the actual tube. The bubbles will break down any clogs. Just flush it with water. It's essentially just like making sure that it's in place. So if you ever notice the lip licking is your main thing. That'll tell you.
You just give her some regular Coke and put it in there. Okay.
And it's just a little bit. It's all on here. And then when you're actually looking at her, because there's a hole in her neck that has tubing in it and sutures on it. This is just to keep the tube like kind of up like this, so she's not pulling on it. But she really has been good about it. Where's the end?
Now, how does the tube come out and all that good stuff?
It doesn't come out. It's sutured to her skin, so we would have to remove the sutures for it to get pulled out.
There's a charge for that?
There's no charge for that.
Okay. So I have to bring her back here for y'all to take them out. Okay.
And to make sure it gets taken out and just they're not hurting her. So it's kind of right in here. The only time you have to worry about that is if she has if you notice she's been itching at it. She's been really good about leaving it alone, so you don't have to undo this. You just leave it like this. And since we're rechecking her tomorrow, we might actually change the bandage then.
I thought you said Monday.
On Monday. Hey, Jamie. Can I have some more vet wrap?
Yeah.
Just like a new one.
Yeah, Trinity, you're going to be in with other cats now. Yeah, she's been outside 9 years.
But she's been around your property the whole time?
Then my neighbors start taking it over, and they love the heck out of her. They're going to probably be sad because she's going to be indoors now. Unless they want to keep her indoors. Yeah, you're a $1,000 cat.
So this is just, I'm not putting it on too tight, just enough to keep that covered. Yeah, and then that's really it medication-wise. She's good there. This is just for us. You don't have to do that.
And I got the syringes and all that good stuff in there.
Yep. I'll put some extra ones in there just because
I'd appreciate it
for a while. This is ours. Get this.
Can I get some of those guns?
These?
No,
Like
those.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Put some gloves in there.
So we're good.